Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Mac Attack XRP. Ripple XRP and Stellar XLM front run the crypto resurgence. You know, there's so many people now excited about XRP, XLM. I see people now starting to talk about XDC, saying don't forget XDC. I think it's going to have a fabulous run up. And XDC is very overlooked right now. But you know, digital trade, that market is multi-trillion-dollar market. XDC is going to be the king of digital trade. But XRP and XLM, they always tend to run together. They have very similar use cases. XRP was always for the banks. XLM was always for the people. And I expect both of them to have an epic run during this alt season. It took over 6 years for Ripple to clear all the corruption out of its way so the free market could determine its destiny. Last time there were no man-made barriers for XRP. It went up 49,500% in 12 months. Not only are the barriers gone, but this time XRP is ready and the market and world is ready for crypto. Strap in. You know what's different this time around for XRP? Now we got institutions that want to get involved in the digital asset space. They want to start to get involved with crypto. Banks want to get involved with crypto. It'll open up new options to bring customers through the door. And, you know, we're going to see more money continue to pour into this space over time. But most of these institutions are coming here for tokenization and utility. They're not here for hype, and they're not here for speculation. Back in 2018, that run that XRP had back then, it was all over the mainstream media news. I expect the same thing to happen this time around as well. This comes from Cyprus. I have hundreds of bookmarks of people who are now probably crying in their mom's basement. February 2024, XRP, greatest shitcoin. March 2024, XRP is dead. August 2024, look at the legal clarity. October 2024, ready for a 45-cent XRP. All these people had the opportunity to buy one XRP below 50 cents. Now they have to pay 3 times that amount just to get one XRP. These are the same people who called you idiots for the past 4 years. Time always settles all discrepancies. Crazier part is, this recent rise in price is nothing compared to what will happen in the next 3 to 5 years. I'm telling you, 2025 is going to be incredible. Passive income options are going to start to really open up because institutions are going to be opening those options up for retail investors. You may never, ever have to sell any of your XRP because if you're getting passive income, who the hell wants to sell off something like XRP? That's only going to continue to go higher and higher over time. But you know, all these people that were hating on XRP, those people are now living with regret in not buying XRP. We are aware of what the creators wanted for XRP. It was created as a reserve currency. Brad Garlinghouse said that. Congress also discusses the need for a new reserve currency that is not from the Fed, but they want it to come from the private sector. Take a listen. This comes from Mr. Man.
If we have, so let's just sort of think about this. You've got a bunch of different tokenization systems, and you want, ideally, you do want different countries you want global commerce. Wouldn't you need a central bank, sort of a one central, not necessarily reserve, well, sort of like a reserve currency where everybody could exchange their tokenized assets and trade them? Wouldn't that require one central bank currency to sort of settle all that out? That one that everybody recognizes and respects?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the benefits of tokenization depend on there being a settlement asset, right? And some people say that stablecoins should be a settlement asset. I think that is a terrible reason because of all the fragilities of stablecoins that I've testified about before. So I really think that the settlement asset has to be some kind of central bank money, ultimately.
All right.
And if you want that on the ledger, it's probably going to have to take the form of some kind of central bank digital currency. Now, this doesn't have to be a retail product, and I want to emphasize that because I'm not sure where I sit on retail central bank digital currencies, but a wholesale, the plumbing central bank digital currencies, something like that would be needed as a settlement.
But obviously, if the Federal Reserve Bank is not allowed to operate in that space, it's going to be a central bank, some other central bank. It won't be ours. It'll be, EU or China or some other central bank that'll be the settlement, the central bank.
What he's actually talking about is he wants a level playing field. The rest of the world, that's what they're looking for right now, a level playing field. They don't want a reserve currency that's controlled by the United States. And the United States doesn't want one that's controlled by China. Russia doesn't want one controlled by China or the United States. So they have to have a neutral bridge currency. And that's where XRP comes in. It's the same reason you see a handful of central banks already building out their central bank digital currencies on the XRP ledger. And that's what you are holding, the world's bridge currency. But what about the U.S. national debt? Ripple has made a significant move by allocating $10 million to tokenize U.S. Treasury bills, T-bills, on the XRP ledger through Open Eden. These T-bills are backed by cash equivalents, real-world assets, and reverse purchase agreements, repo contracts, providing tangible value and liquidity to the blockchain ecosystem. While it's tempting to imagine this initiative being used to pay down the unsustainable and ballooning U.S. national debt, I don't believe that's the primary intent. Instead, I see this as a stepping stone towards something even greater, paving the way for the integration of the real U.S. dollar, RLUSD, and the anticipated 2025 U.S. Treasury dollar. It's starting to come together. And you see, Payments Network, Ripple will allocate $10 million to tokenized version of U.S. Treasury bills that will become available on the XRP ledger for the first time. But people are now talking about using XRP to pay off the U.S. debt. And that would make a lot of sense. And I could see that happening at some point as we push into the future. But it wouldn't be $36 trillion. The debt would be settled for less than $36 trillion. Now, a lot of people put out different price points for XRP if that was to happen. It goes all the way from around $636 all the way up to $1,700 and change per XRP to pay off the US debt. I think that's the track we're already going down. And I think that's been put in motion a long time ago because the US debt at this point, it's not sustainable. We have countries sending our debt back to us at this point. And then there's FedNow, a part of the Federal Reserve, announces they are considering using Ripple or Stellar Lumens for financial transactions, which makes sense because I think the Fed was working with Stellar and Ripple for years now. Even Jerome Powell has hinted multiple times towards the Grateful Dead. Ripple got its name from a Grateful Dead song. Chris Larson already said that's a fact. So we already know that the Fed and Ripple were coming together even under the previous Trump administration. And that's when Rosie Rios said the train has left the station, because they already put this all in motion to where we are right now. Now Trump's returning, and we are going to see all of this happen. It's all going to become a reality, because all the pieces of the puzzle were laying there for years, and they slowly were getting put in place over time. And that's when we will see the actual price of not only XRP, but XLM as well. Q4 outlook. Okay, now pump it. It's always fascinating and a little amusing to see institutional analysis adopt real retail style language to describe the crypto market. In a recent publication, they literally titled their forecast, "Okay, now pump it," which is as direct as it gets. The humor of this title aside, it highlights how explicit these institutions can be about predicting market movements. What's even more interesting is that they were spot on. They called out the downtrend earlier in Q3 and predicted a significant rally towards the end, exactly what played out. This comes from Smoke. And the institutions are now starting to see crypto, this space, as another place where they can make a lot of money. And they see a lot of options opening up around tokenization, lending and borrowing, and so on. And that's why they're so anxious to get into this space. And that will happen all throughout 2025. Ripple collaborates officially with 4 of the 5 biggest banks in Latin America. LATAM's 5 biggest banks are all in Brazil. Brazil's top 5 banks now manage over $2 trillion in assets. And because they're in Brazil, and Brazil is also part of BRICS, you see the Ripple rails inside of BRICS. You see it here as well. Central Bank of India's digital rupee project is powered by the XRP ledger. India, also part of the BRICS. So when people said in the past, oh, the BRICS are never going to utilize RippleNet or XRP, Ripple already has all the rails set up inside of all of these countries. The rails were put in place over the past decade. And what are they going to do? Build out an entirely new system? Even BIS, Project Enbridge, was built around RippleNet technology. The BIS cited Ripple multiple times, also cited Stellar multiple times. IMF called XRP and XLM stablecoins, but not pegged to $1. Stable, where the price isn't fluctuating, very high and very low, but running at a very high value, high stable value. And that's what you're holding when you're holding XRP. You are an XRP holder. Congratulations. You are one of less than 1% of the world's population smart enough to invest in the world's reserve digital currency. There's so many people out there that you talk to, that I talk to, that never got into crypto. And those people are about to regret that for the rest of their lives, because XRP is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. This is our shot at financial freedom. A lot of people are missing out. How much XRP is enough? 1 XRP is enough. Be grateful to own 1 XRP. Some own and none will never will. Think about that. And that comes from Pharaoh. There's a lot of people out there in the coming years, most likely within the next year or so, that are going to be wishing that they held 1 XRP. There's going to come a time where people are buying pieces of 1 XRP, the way they buy 1 piece of a Bitcoin today. And that time is coming. Scarcity is going to happen for this cryptocurrency. It's built to serve 8+ billion people, but the institutions, they're going to be locking away massive quantities of XRP inside of liquidity pools. Central banks are going to be stockpiling XRP. And eventually, all the XRP on the open market, it's just going to dry up. And what's there is going to come from people selling too soon. People rushing to that door to sell their XRP for worthless fiat. You know, the US dollar, it loses more and more value over time. People always talk about inflation. They're like, oh, you know, look at the prices of houses right now. It's not that the house got any better. It's not, even if you didn't improve on your house at all, you didn't put new windows on it, you didn't put a new roof on it, you bought it for, say, $100,000 and you did nothing. All of a sudden, your house is now worth over $200,000. And it's not that the house got better, it's the fact that the US dollar loses more and more value over time. The US dollar is just becoming worthless, and people are in such a hurry to sell their XRP for a bag of worthless fiat. That's why I always tell people, if you're going to cash out, make sure you have a plan. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.